Tanny the Canadian Sandbird, coming to you from Colorado, British Columbia. Hi, welcome. We're gonna do some crafting this morning. One design, 3 projects. So I say themed projects because we're gonna do one. It's kind of like, you could do it for like a kid's birthday or a male, so masculine or neutral, and then like a nice kind of just regular kind of beautiful card. So we're gonna use the Circle Sayings bundle, and I'm gonna show you all the project measurements and everything, and we're gonna get started. I'm so happy to be here today. I'm always happy to be here on crafting Saturday mornings, but in particular today, because I'm in full stress mode for real, because I have a project due tomorrow. It's for 50% of my grade. It's not good. Like, I'm not ready at all. And so this is a nice little break to have from my panic stations. So let's get started. I have all my goodies out. I've just looked at the time because I was doing my research, because that's what I do for school. And I thought, oh my goodness, it's time to rock and roll. So comments, and I'm just organizing my desk here a little bit. And welcome to Saturday morning. Hi friends, I see you jumping on. Thanks for saying hi. Yeah, I think I'm ready to flip you, and let's do it. These are gonna be pretty straightforward. You're gonna love it, it's gonna be great, hang on. Okay, so the other thing that's been happening just this last little bit is that I've decided I'm buying stickers. So I did a post about some of these. I'm gonna show them to you. You don't have to be crazy to work here. We'll train you. That one's gonna go up at my desk when I go back to work in a couple of months. And then this one is super cute. It's got like confetti in the back. I feel like crafters are kind to people. And then don't quit your daydream. And never forget how wildly capable you are. I think this is for everybody all over the board. Do you wanna see a cheeky one that I bought? Okay, it's got some swearing in it, so prepare yourself if you're not going to be good with it. This one's probably be my favorite. So when I'm getting concerned about, you know, losing my oomph for school, I look at that one, because it's just, yes, you can. Okay, so yes, Pam, crafting therapy is the thing. So here's a fun thing. DSP sale. So DSP Designer Series paper sale that starts June 1. Now, it looks like when I looked this morning, all of the Designer Series paper in the new annual catalog. I'm just going to show you the page so you can flip to it and have a boo. So if you have some on your list, page 128 to 133, I will post about the sale, but if you're thinking about ordering, this might be a good time to do your Designer Series paper order. This one we're gonna work with today, Inked Botanicals, and I think it was $14. It's regular $17. So that's what we're gonna work with today. And thanks, Mary. I think you're talking about school when you say I can do it. It's really something, I gotta tell you. A master's is not for the faint of heart. The decisions I make for myself. Okay, so then 1 design, 3 themed cards. Okay, Take Your Pick workshop is next weekend. There's probably a couple, I could fit in a couple more people for that one. June 17th, Cheerful Daisies. If you buy the bundle, or if you have already bought the bundle with me, then the class is free. If you're thinking about the Cheerful Daisy bundle, you might want to decide sooner rather than later, because it's on low inventory. Or you can just come to the class. There's a link in the comments. You can come to the class if you already have it and you just want the kits in the class. I think it's $30, unless you're a Creative Canadian team member, and then it's a little bit cheaper. My newsletter, and then here's for today. So shall we get to it? Enough chit-chatting, Tanya. Let's get to it. So here's the card for today. Now this will look familiar to some of you because this is one of the cards from the May 6th catalog launch. However, we're gonna do a little something different. So let me show you what we're using. This one, Circle Sayings, and this one, which I've used before on my live. And then we're gonna use this paper, which I showed last weekend, the Inked Botanicals. I'll just show it to you again quickly so you can see. This is the one where they got real flowers, dipped them in ink, and then put them on paper to create the designs. We talked about that before. Yeah, okay. Next, so we're gonna make two more projects. Let's do it. I'm actually just, I feel like I'm gonna move this because it's in my way. So let's do, oh, I need my trimmer, hang on. So first things first, we're gonna cut our, sorry, let me show you this. So project measurements, a base is just a regular base. We're doing, when I say base, we're doing this kind of a base. The sample is going this way, which is fine either way. So these are the same, okay, let's just do a little crash course here in card bases. So you have an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. These are both half sheets of 8.5 by 11. What I mean by that is this one is cut at 5.5. So straight down the middle, this would be the 11-inch side, cut at 5.5. This one is an 8.5 by 11, cut at 4.25. So on the 8.5 by 11 side, you're cutting straight down the middle, and then you're just scoring in between. So you could take a ream of paper, usually white or cream color like I do, lots of crafters do, and just create a whole bunch of bases, and then they're ready to rock and roll. And then what some folks do is they take different colored cardstock, maybe a few sheets of each color, and they create first and then second layers. Okay, so for this first one, we're gonna do Berry Vanilla. This is Petal Pink. It's 1/4 of an inch down. And of course, I'm using, on the Inked Botanicals, I'm using the color coordination here. Morning, Gail. Zana, ooh, I have not seen that name before. Welcome, if you're new. Okay, so these are the two pieces. I hope I pronounced that name right. These are the two pieces I'm using. We're just gonna do 2-inch circles, 2-inch squares. This one. So if you had a sheet that you were gonna use the front and back, like you could use this, but I wanted to use, this paper is so pretty, I wanted to use different paper. Okay, so we're just doing simple 2-inch by 2-inch squares, and that's how they're gonna layer. So I'm gonna set my scraps aside. Now, I've shown you before my plastic sleeves, these ones. This is what I keep my paper in. So my cardstock, and then my 6x6 and 12x12. And I just get them, I think you can get them at Staples. They're kind of expensive, but you can get them on Amazon too, depending on how you like to. So this and this, that's where we're going. So while we're here, I'm actually gonna also cut this, which is our second card. So it's the same paper, Inked Botanicals, and I've just chosen 2 other. You can actually cut these together if you want to be fancy about it. Let's do it. So if you're a demonstrator and you do classes, you'll know, you can, or even if you're not a demonstrator but you make a lot of projects, I'm just cleaning that track out of it. You can cut, I don't know that I would go more than 2 sheets because it's a bit thick and you don't want to have like lips on the side of your paper. So I'm gonna put those away. And I think we're done cutting. Okay, here we go. So now I have cut the circle here, and then this one I have on purpose not cut the circle because I want to show you a different way. I know some of you like to stamp and then punch, and some of you like to punch and then stamp. So I'm just gonna do one each way so that you can decide. You can see what the other way looks like in case you want to try doing it the other way. Oh wait, I have to stamp first. What am I doing? Okay, let's talk about ink and colors. So we're sticking with the happy birthday theme, which is the same as this one. And we're going to use the stamps to create our background. So I just have a D block. You could go smaller. And I'm picking up my stamp, happy birthday. So this one has different sentiments, which I was thinking about graduation cards. So who's graduating? None. My niece and my nephews have already graduated, but Zach is finishing grade 9, and so in a few years. But anyways, I don't know anybody else graduating, but I was thinking that you could make this card and you could do celebrate, like this one, but instead of the cupcake, you could say because you're awesome, because they graduated. That's where I was going with that. Where's my ink? Here's my ink. All right. So we're going to use Petal Pink because this is Petal Pink here. And I need my mat because I'm photopolymer stamp. Let's see how Petal Pink goes. Now, you could, I'm gonna line, am I? Yeah, I'm gonna stamp off a little bit and we're gonna just create our background. Now you could do the whole shebang if you wanted, like the whole sheet of paper. And you could also do first and second generation stamping. So that's first generation, and if I stamp again, that's second generation. I'm not gonna get fancy like that today. We're just gonna keep it simple. So we're doing a background. Now this also works if you have your stamp set. I don't know that I would do it, well, you could probably do it with these ones, but the cupcake, you could do, I would probably do a second generation cupcake, and you could make a background with a cupcake. And then you could emboss it if you wanted to get really fancy. There. Okay, that's done. So part of my project for school is generational research. And you know what's really interesting is that I learned generations, you know how we talk about Gen Z and Gen X and millennials and all that kind of stuff. That's not necessarily, the whole world globally does not subscribe to those, I might be able to glue. Does not subscribe to those titles, I guess I'll say. And there's a ton of debate among researchers about, like my glue is really stuck here, hang on. There we go. Around labels and stigma that's associated to using the labels, which I thought was really interesting. Who knew? People don't like being labeled. Shouldn't be a surprise, actually. I don't know why I'm surprised about that. Research is exhausting, Kate. I'm not even gonna lie to you. If you haven't read any academic articles lately, I don't recommend it. I'm half joking. Just half joking. It's actually super interesting. But the key in creating my thesis is trying to stay with what is relevant versus what's interesting. That's the key. All right, so let's talk about colors. I'm gonna create on this circle, which I've cut out with the 2 3/8 punch, which comes with the bundle. I'm going to do celebrate with a cupcake, and I'm going to be strategic about my colors. So see how these colors match. So we're just going to do it a bit different. So this is Lost Lagoon, and then this is Gray Granite, which is not on here. Maybe I should actually do, yep. Let's keep this together. Where's my stamps? I'm a crazy woman, Christine. Yeah, so the whole world does not, I mean, they do generational profiling. I haven't spent a ton of time because that's not really my focus of my thing. However, I thought it was interesting that, so for example, you might have a millennial, if we just kind of respect the boundaries of age cohorts is what they call it, as far as what a millennial is. So I'm just going to make it up. Like, let's say, hang on, I'm trying to think and stamp at the same time. And I just want to double check that that's going to look good. Yeah. So sorry, I digress for a minute. One of the reasons why I like crafting is because when I'm crafting, I have to think about my crafting, and I have to not think about other stuff. So trying to talk about my research and crafting is actually really problematic. Anyways, so a millennial, let's say, who grew up in, say, Europe or China is somebody who is affected by, so somebody who grew up, say, in the United States or Canada, who's a millennial, versus somebody who grew up in another country. They have different life events that have impacted their life and what makes them in that demographic. So other countries call them something different. Actually, I'm going to leave this on here, and we're going to put our cupcake on. Yeah. So here's our cupcake. And we're going to go right in the middle with petal pink. This actually might be quite light, so let's just double check. Oh yeah, that'll be perfect. I always recommend stamping on a scrap before you get rolling on your project. Nailed it. And I love it. Okay, so this is super easy because now we just glue this stuff together and our first card is done. But you know we're going to put some bling on it because why not? I don't think I'm going to do ribbon. I'm going to do just bling, I think. So what else can I tell you? After Sunday, after tomorrow, I've got a 2-week break, which is going to be really awesome. And then I go back to work in July, which is also awesome. I was talking with my mom. I don't know if you're watching, Mom, but I was talking with my mom, and she says, like, why are you excited about going back to work? And I said, because it's something I can actually do. I can actually do my job and not feel like I'm on a constant wheel of learning. That's what I'm hoping anyways. Okay, so always use, don't throw, I mean, I'm sure you guys know this, but don't throw away your scraps of your dimensionals to pop up. My garbage. So later in a few months, when I'm back to work, then you can, maybe Kate, you can remind me about how I wanted to go back to work. Do you remember when you said you wanted to be back at work? You crazy person? I think I'm gonna go with these ones. They're speaking to me. These are the Tinsel Gems. That's right, Work Buddies in July. So here's a new thing Stampin' Up is doing. You're like, oh yeah, it's 3, whatever, and then boom, you got bonus gems. Actually, These are kind of fun, these yellow. Okay, I'm gonna hold these up so you can see. I don't really know if you can or not, but they have little tinsel in them. You probably can't really see that. But trust me, they do. So they add a bit of dimension. So always go in uneven numbers. Sure. Nailed it. Love it. Okay, that's the first card done. And where's our other one? So there's that one and then that one. Now let's do our last one. Here's this one. So we're gonna do the same thing, but a different color. And we're gonna use a different stamp for the circle. So we're gonna get rid of this cupcake here. And we're gonna use pool party. So this, and this all match. So my ink, my paper, and my cardstock are all gonna be pool party. And I'm still on a very vanilla base. Okay, so I'm putting my happy birthday back on. So my sister is moving and she was getting rid of some stuff that they're not taking with them. And one of the things is outdoor patio furniture. So we got new outdoor patio furniture and I've been loving it because they're super comfy. They got cushions and pillows. It's very comfy. So I have been sitting out and reading in the sun. And then I found out yesterday from a friend that her son's laptop stopped working. She thinks because he had it in the sun. So I need to be mindful of that. I just stamped off a bit, and so I didn't want the ink to get on my paper. Okay, let's glue this down. Yeah, that's right. Lounge around out back. It's got like a coffee table with it and everything. All right, and then I might actually pop these up this time. No, I'll pop up the other piece. So this Inked Botanicals is, how would you describe this paper? I would describe it as not dainty, but delicate. That's the word. So I just want to point out something. When you're doing this, how far away, like you could, let's come right down this time with this one. Because when you put your circle over, you know, if they're further apart, then you're highlighting a little bit more of the paper. So that's fun. Okay, now let's talk about, I want to do this one. So this is this one here. Now I've colored this before and I think I'm just gonna leave it. Maybe you guys can tell me. Let's deal with this. I'm gonna pick up my stamp. This is the one where I'm going to stamp and then punch, rather than punch and then stamp. So sometimes I find it difficult to line up my stamp if I punch first. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm just for fun, because I have it, I want to try gray granite. Just cleaning that off for a bit. And then maybe you guys can tell me which one you like. I don't think I can fit. No. Okay, so there's this one. You know what? Do you think you can fit that around? Probably not. I don't think so. Let's do this one. And then I need another piece of Very Vanilla for my next one. All right. So this one is gray granite. It's almost like a bit brown, the gray. Okay, now get ready. You can tell me what you think. Which one? Pool Party? Oh, let me punch it out just so it's fair. Oh, I didn't do that right. Let's try that again, but a bit higher. And get the bottom circle. There we go. So, Pool Party, Pool Party. Okay, so there's Pool Party. And then there's gray. I kind of like the gray because it kind of pops off the page a bit more. Okay. Okay, I got 2 Pool Party and 1 gray. Who else has something to say about it? I'm just pulling out my dots to match. Okay, so I guess I'm going... Kate, you're funny, fine, gray. I kind of like the gray. I'm going gray. Okay. Okay, so how many of you are making graduation cards? Is that something that's on your radar? I don't know how popular that is. Whoops. Okay. So this is neutral. Now you could color this. You could add some yellow. I'm not gonna do that today. Might do brown. I just want to see what we have for colors. Whoop, there. This one has cream colored dots. What are these? Classic matte dots. Yeah, Christine, you got to make him a card if he's graduating. Stuck to my finger. Actually, look at this. Our gray dots match our gray granite. Yeah, they do. I'm trying to figure out if those are white or cream colored. It doesn't matter because we're using gray. 1, 2. Okay, I dig this card. I like the neutrality. Is that a word? I might have just made up a word. Neutrality. Okay, let's move all this stuff aside and see what we got. So there's our original. There's that one. This one needs some bling, and then there's that one. So it's the same design, and we're just showcasing different papers. Easy, right? And then you have options to mix up the background if you want. And 2x2 squares, it's kind of like scrap almost. So the other thing you could do is stamp on the inside, which, you know, I don't really do, but I should do more. Let's add some bling and then we'll be done. Just want to add some bling to this one. What do we got for bling? Something that jumps. Ooh, maybe that pink. Yep, that's happening. What are these? These are glossy dot assortments. Whoops. So the other fun thing that is happening in my neighborhood is a new Quality Foods opened up. And a Cascadia liquor store. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Down in the Commons is what they call it. So now I can literally go walk and go get my groceries, which that's adulting. That's, you get excited when you can walk and get groceries. That's what adulting is. It's the little things, right? All right. No, I haven't been to the new store yet. I've walked past it twice, but I haven't because I've been just stressed out about my project. So I walk quickly, do my loop, and then come back and do my work. There's our projects. What do you guys think? Do you like them? Give a thumbs up if you like it. And thanks for hanging out. I have to get back to my schooling, but I have thoroughly enjoyed, it's only been a half an hour, but I've enjoyed our time. Class links are up in the description, newsletter if you're not already on it, and stay tuned for some interesting social posts and engagement on Monday, because as of Monday, my project will be submitted and I'm on a 2-week break from school. So I look forward to hanging out more over the next couple of weeks, and have an awesome Saturday. Put sunscreen on if you're outside, and I super appreciate you checking in and hanging out with me. Have an awesome weekend. Bye for now.